Today's question is all about glue. There are so many glues out on the market. Which ones are best and which ones do you use? This is the Creative Crafters Podcast. Hi, I'm Bette from Bette's Makes, and this is your questions answered. Now, that is a very good question around glue. Most glues will do the job that they have stated that they will do. Some will release a little later and not have a long-term stick. And mostly those are things like glue sticks or the glue we use, the white glues that we use in the classroom. They will stick for a period of time, but after a while they will erode. And of course, things will start to fall apart. I've had that happen to some of my projects as I was doing some glue testing. Now, I use a variety of glues. If I am working with things like binding or journaling or something like that, where I'm gluing down a cover for a book, I will use a pH glue. Now, my suggestion for this is what they call neutral pH adhesive. Lineco puts out the one that I use, and I use that exclusively for my journaling and bookbinding and things I'm working on. Now, another glue I absolutely love is called Barely Art Glue. It comes with a very thin tip, so you have to clean that tip constantly, but you use very little glue. It is more unforgiving. You have about 1 second to get it in the right position, and because it will adhere, and then it's really tough to take apart, especially if you have to reposition. Now, I love that glue for things like gluing cellophane onto a project because I know it's not going to move anywhere. If I have to line things up, it becomes a little more difficult to use that one. So I use another glue that works extremely well, and that's Aleene's Tacky Glue. And that's so you can adjust things. And of course, my fourth one that I absolutely love is called Glitter Glue. And no, it doesn't have glitter in it, but it dries clear. Now, that glitter glue allows me to move things around a little bit for a fairly short period of time, but just long enough to get things in position, and I know it's not going to release at a later date. So I have 4 that I work with depending on what I'm doing at the time. Now, the second part of the question was all about what about these runner tapes? Now, those work great for lighter cardstock. The heavier the cardstock, the less it's going to adhere. So I moved to more to the glues that I talk about. The runners are good for copy paper, very light cardstock, and there are a ton of those on the market as well. Now, there are other glues. These are just the ones that I use and I really love. This has been the Creative Crafters Podcast and your questions answered.